Thank you. Thank you for having Senator Harris in my district, so I'm so excited to have her here in our hometown of Waterloo. Some familiar faces I know from the Hall of Fame dinner here, but we'll jump things off with some questions. So we'll start right here.
Hello, my name is Max, and I'm an ACLU Rights for All voter. As you know, our immigration system locks up hundreds of thousands of immigrants, including parents and children escaping violence. If elected president, would you commit to decreasing detention by 75% or more by the end of your first term?
Well, I will absolutely decrease detention for a number of reasons. First of all, this is an issue I've been working on for many, many years. And let's just put the issue in context. We are a nation of immigrants. The fact is, unless you're Native American or your ancestors were kidnapped and brought over on a slave ship, your people are immigrants. That's a fact. That's a fact. And what we have seen under this administration is abhorrent. It is so contrary to the values of who we are. When we see, because again, guys, I believe in breaking issues down, right? This is not about some textbook. This is not about some intellectual conversation. This is, for me, as with most issues, about like, how is this impacting real people? What's that experience like for real people? So let's talk about this for a moment. Imagine you are a mother who pays a coyote to take your child through an entire foreign country and flee the murder capitals of the world, which is what they are right now in Central America, where they're fleeing, and pays a coyote to transport your child through a total foreign country, the country of Mexico, facing unknown peril. Imagine you're doing that. The only reason a mother would do that is because she knows the peril that child faces where they are is worse. And what does this administration and this president do? When they arrive, his policy is go back to where you came from. It is immoral. Let's talk about this in terms of what the issue really is. Let's talk about the fact that he had us preoccupied for a couple of years about his big multi-billion-dollar vanity project called a wall. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, he made a promise to American voters. I will take care of you farmers. Yet he has a trade policy that is trade by tweet and has resulted in a tax on the American consumers and putting at risk the farmers of Iowa and so many other places. He said, I will protect you, middle class. What does he do? Passes a tax bill benefiting the top 1% and the biggest corporations in this country. Betrayal. But pay attention to this thing over here, immigration, and be fearful of murders and rapists coming across the border. It is a deflection from the fact he has done nothing to take care of American workers, American farmers, and American families in a way that he promised and in a way that they deserve. Yeah. So let's put the whole issue in context. And I know you all know this. There's bipartisan support. There's bipartisan support in the United States Congress to put in place a policy for comprehensive immigration reform and a pathway towards citizenship. And as president, that will be one of my first orders of business.
So I know you talked about your education plan. As a recent graduate from UNI, I know I know TRIO programs, specifically the McNair Scholars Program, has like really helped me along the way, but I see that they're losing funding all across the country. When elected president, what will you do to like ensure that those programs continue to stay at universities?
Yeah, thank you and congratulations. Congratulations, that's wonderful. It's a wonderful achievement. And I'm always happy to see our young leaders in the room, so thank you for that. A lot. Education for me is one of my biggest priorities. And, you know, I would not be standing here were it not for the education I received. You know, this is part of, as you have probably figured out, that my policy around teacher pay is born out of just knowing that one of the most guaranteed paths towards success for our children and then those who choose to pursue the education beyond is education. And you know, look, government has 3 essential functions: public safety, public health, and public education. And over the last many decades, we are falling short in a number of ways, and specifically on public education. So my priorities are not only what we need to do in K through 12, but to your point about higher education, there are a number of things we have to do. First of all, you know that in Iowa, and it's happening around the country, the level of student loan debt that is burdening and weighing down our students is for so many unbearable. I have met so many students who after graduation are delaying starting a family. They don't know if they'll ever be able to buy a home. They're making decisions, you know, young students who in science would like to go and teach children the wonders of science as a teacher, but instead have to go work at a pharmaceutical company to pay their bills. So part of my proposal and what I'm prepared to do is, one, I believe that we need to have, and I will put in place a process of debt-free college, free community college. We've got to put student loans in a place where Pell Grants actually cover the cost of an education, which right now they don't. They're about $5,500 a year, and we need to extend them through summer. We need to allow students to refinance their student loan debt. And you know, this is based on my background as a prosecutor. We also need to prosecute the predators who are servicing these loans and with predatory practices, you know, about false representation. Not to mention what's happening with for-profit colleges. I took on, when I was Attorney General of California, one of the biggest for-profit colleges, Corinthian colleges, and sued them and shut them down. And that's part of what the approach that we need to have. And then it is to, more specifically your point, strengthening the federal stream of dollars that's supposed to go in to support the programs like those that have benefited you. So it's a big area of concern. And then let's just start with the first order of business. A new Secretary of Education.